Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to the Overkill Underground. Lance, what's going on, my man?
What's happening, Chaz?
Oh, same old, same old.
Yeah.
Robert, you?
Doing good.
How you doing
Thank
here
you.
tonight?
Good to be here.
What are you doing here tonight, Robert?
Our special guest tonight, really.
No hot date?
Thank you.
You don't have a hot date?
Nothing going on tonight.
Not tonight.
Crazy. Jeez,
No.
man, you're such a night owl. You're always hitting the clubs up and stuff. I can't believe you found time to come and join us tonight. I'm glad.
Time out of his busy schedule.
Yeah, I mean,
It's good to be here.
you just joined the gym, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And
Yeah.
It's been great. I'm in my second week now, and it's good to be back doing it again, and feels good.
I'll tell you what, Chaz, I need to start.
You ain't kidding me.
I need to hit
You
the
and
gym.
me both. You and me both.
I got a flipping gym in my basement, and I never even hit it up.
Kidding me.
No.
He does.
See, that's because you ain't calling nobody over for. You need a support group for that kind of stuff.
I need something.
Of course, people like Robert don't, but
No,
this guy here,
he goes right to a gym.
I just go to the gym and do my thing.
He's a motivated guy.
Half an hour cardio, and then do the front part of my body one day, the back part the next day, and shoulders and calves the next day, and that's it.
You working
3 days of weights? That's it.
Sit-ups? You doing sit-ups?
That's pretty good.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
How many?
Sit-ups you want to do every day, though.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah, you want core. You need core strength for sure.
They've got a lot of good machines there for every body part, especially the ab machines.
Oh yeah,
Several
without a
of them.
doubt.
So
Why is there a dog in my lap? Didn't somebody have a job?
Wasn't somebody left in charge?
Wasn't somebody left in
Of the
charge of
dog?
a dog?
yeah.
And there's a dog over here.
Now we got a dog over here. Real good, real good.
All right.
So yeah, I mean we made it through our Super Tuesday here.
Yeah, Super Tuesday was
Every-
yesterday. Today
everybody's-
is Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday. Everybody's still alive, so we made
Wednesday
it through
the
it.
2nd. March the 2nd,
March
2016.
Yeah,
Right after Super Tuesday.
yeah. The
So-
day after, here we are.
And
Obviously, Trump's got the serious momentum at this
got
point.
a stranglehold on
I mean, he's
the GOP.
He's got 100 and some points on Cruz as far as the delegates. I got the numbers here too, as far as, and we were talking about this earlier. It's 1,237 needed for nomination.
Super delegates that you need.
Yeah, so
For
there's
delegates, right?
that's how
Yes,
many. Right,
and-
there's how many you need for nomination. Then there's 1,777 left as of right now.
And
So-
Trump has how many?
He's got 319.
It's roughly 1,400 away.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Nobody's going to reach that number. I don't think Trump's going to reach that number. There's going
Well, it
to
might
be
not
too
be-
many candidates.
exactly. Yeah, it might not be possible with as many candidates as they have right now.
Even with two, they might neither one of them might get there if they do consolidate, which they will after the primaries coming up on the 15th.
The primaries on the 15th, which are going to include Florida, Mark Rubio's home state, and, and Ohio, John Kasich.
And yeah,
Kasich?
well, I think you can just say Kasich.
Kasich?
Kasich.
I thought it was Kasich.
I think Kasich probably is just in this now to gain more name recognition in case he's named the vice president.
I think you might be right on that. He would be a good candidate for a vice president.
Yeah, I think so.
He has
That would be a good idea. Even though, as he stays in this any longer, of course, with Ben Carson, and Ben Carson as of today is
as
out.
of today.
He's
As
out.
of today, he's out. So
Right, he's out.
If
Suspended his
Kasich
campaign.
stays in, even Rubio at this point, you kind of, I mean, isn't he stealing delegates at this point? I mean,
Rubio?
couldn't Cruz be getting these delegates?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at now.
But like
as far
Rubio
as-
said, let's wait until after my state. I want to, He waited.
And it's true too. It's true.
Ted Cruz waited for his state. Let me wait for my state.
You know, the deeper we get into this, the more trepidation there will be about Trump. The coming primaries will be closed primaries. You won't have independents and Democrats voting in the Republican primaries, which is that's idiotic. It's so stupid. I can't fathom allowing
the one thing
outside of your party to vote in your primaries. That's just stupid.
The thing about Trump, the real dangerous thing I think we're dealing with Trump here, let's not forget, this guy is not foreign to the camera.
No.
He's not foreign to putting on an act.
Putting on an act. Did you see him talking like this?
I think, that's just it. Right. Yeah. Illuminati confirmed.
He was.
There it is.
Flashing it right there. Boom,
right there,
boom,
right
boom.
in front of the camera.
He was.
Right on top of it.
Well, he's been able to get away with a lot so far. His behavior's been bad. He's insulted people, and he's even gone after moderators, and it doesn't seem to affect him. But you would think at some point it will. At the point it would have, being now, I think he's going to straighten it out. I think he's really going to start to take all the grooming that he's gone through and really lay it out and start to be more careful, start to act a little more presidential. I think he's going to really try to start pulling in his Democrat base, his moderate base, and I think that's the direction that he's hoping to go with this whole thing. I agree.
I mean, it's kind of obvious that he's got to be careful now because
he's kind of steamrolling. Well, if he does that, doesn't he go away from who he is?
Well, he's not a
doesn't he?
He's not a big red Republican. So with these upcoming primaries that are closed primaries, the Republican voters might be looking at him and say, "You're not one of us," and I think you're going to see a shift in the voting. I do.
And that's what I guess we would really kind of hope to see as far as, and I think that's probably a pretty good prediction as to what we could see go on. If the Republicans, like you said, we have a lot of delegates left here, and we have some time.
Lots of time.
If we do see that shift happen, we'll see it immediately, I think, with Cruz. Not so much Rubio.
I agree. It'll be Cruz that'll survive.
Rubio may gain a little more ground in his state, but I still don't know if he'll get the majority of the delegates, even for his own state.
I don't think he's going
Cruz
to either.
would survive that.
I think you're right.
But the shift, we'll see it immediately.
You're right. I think Rubio is probably stealing delegates from Cruz.
At this point.
And so is Kasich.
Yeah. They both are, right. And like you said, there may be some name recognition for Kasich at this point. Rubio, I mean, it is kind of anyone's game at this point. The numbers are young still. Just because Trump leads with 300.
What's going to happen when Mitt Romney opens his trap tomorrow?
I was going to talk a little bit about that.
I want to know what he's going to say.
Well,
what will we hear?
Anybody needs to hear from Mitt flipping Romney at this point.
The first thing is,
where's he been for the past 2 months?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The establishment of the Republican Party is in panic mode.
They sure are.
And it's sad to see. It's not surprising. They brought this on themselves by being weak. But it seems like I think they should just leave it to Cruz and Rubio to take care of it. Go into that debate tomorrow night and go after Trump on the issues. Try to get him pinned on some of these issues. But the people see that Trump isn't as informed as they think he is. Go after him on principle.
We can hope that would be the case.
They've done that, too. Rob. They've done that, and he dances around.
Well,
does he though? Or what does he know?
He doesn't really dance around, but he says, "This is what I'm going to do. It's going to be free trade."
Look. You're getting into the primaries that are strictly Republicans. You bring out the policy differences. And you look at the people and you say, look, he's not one of us. He doesn't have the knowledge.
I mean, this is where it could make the difference, too, right?
It could.
This is where it could make the difference, where like I said, if we do see a shift, you'll see it automatically go to Cruz. A lot of people, I think, will feel after this point, if you have the momentum, you'll probably keep a little bit of that, even in Trump. I think he'll keep some of those momentum. Rubio, I think his momentum will not. It won't even carry through to his state. I don't think so either. I don't see it even carrying through to his state at this point.
He looked like a beaten man today when they were showing him on TV. He looked maybe tired. I don't know, but he didn't look as positive or as energetic as I have seen him in the past.
Yeah, no, for
His
sure.
His body language was poor.
I think the reality is that he sees the writing on the wall.
He does. I think so.
Yeah, because even right now we have Cruz at 226 delegates, and that's under Trump at 319, but still.
And I'll tell you, you get Cruz.
That's not too far under.
You get Cruz and Trump in a debate. Cruz is a formidable debater.
He is.
He's good.
He's a smart guy, and he can. You get him and Trump debating, he can tear Trump up, and Trump will get into him and his halls and stuff, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be
important for him to pull out that policy talk.
We'll see that.
It's going to be important for him to do that, and it's going to be important for him to pick some real key issues that he knows.
Aren't you still a Canadian?
Right. I mean, right. Are they gonna bicker, or are they gonna raise questions that the American people are honestly, intrigued of themselves? I mean, isn't that what we're waiting to hear?
Well, we've seen Cruz. We've seen Cruz call the media out before, and I would say that he'll do it again if he has to. If they get going in a different direction, he'll.
Yeah, let's talk about something real, right?
So. Well, I think it's a long way from being over yet, and people just hold on and just watch what happens.
Well, speaking of what's going to happen, your prediction on Hillary Clinton over the past 2 months has been incorrect, but we just heard some very enlightening news today.
That on her server, some of the emails had details about people that are out there spying for us. Their names and their locations.
And the gentleman who actually installed her server in her home residence, correct?
Yes.
Is now longer held personally liable for. So now he's allowed to talk. He's allowed to talk without being in trouble for doing what he did, right? Isn't that the gist of it?
He can talk about it now.
He can talk about it. Yeah. Before, if he did, he
right.
would have purged himself, and he would also go to jail for doing what he did. But now at this point, I think, right? Isn't that what they were basically saying?
Yeah. Now he can talk.
Now
with
he can talk
immunity.
Talk with immunity.
Gotcha.
and basically say, this is what I know. This is what she told me.
Right. This is the information that I found out.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, where do you start with this? Really, you have people.
I still don't think she's going to be indicted. I still don't think she's going to be indicted.
I do. I think she will be. They've been leaking things out
I hope
little
you're right,
by little.
Rob.
They've been bringing it to everybody's attention, little by little.
Rob's got a theory that they're going to keep her around. Keep her around long enough for.
Well, Bernie Sanders has to get out of the race.
Long enough for Bernie to get out.
So he can give
and then indict her.
And then his delegates.
Sneak somebody in the back door.
His delegates are no longer his. And then.
Who might they sneak in would be the question, huh?
And then it opens the door whoever else.
Who do you think the possibilities could be?
Biden is really Biden. John Kerry is another name they threw out there.
Biden's the first name that comes to mind. I mean, he's I think still
John
iffy.
Kerry was the second name they threw out there.
Well, I think Biden is still iffy in whether or not he even wants to run at this point.
You would think he'd be gearing up. He would have been gearing up for it all this time. We've known for months that Hillary's in a lot of trouble.
True.
I mean, we've known that for months that she may or may not make it to the end. So
I think
I'll tell you what, the media doesn't portray that she's in a lot of trouble. Any which way though.
They don't.
Except Fox. Fox has got her. Fox is already walking her down the gallows.
Yeah, right. And even Rush Limbaugh doesn't really speak too much of her trouble in the whole email scandal. I mean, you don't hear about it being as serious as you would think it would be, especially with the information that we found out with, we have people in the government that are out there risking their lives. Now they've got targets on their backs. These are things we don't know, and whatever. These names may have not leaked out to the wrong people yet, but we don't know that for sure. She doesn't know that for sure. So I think that's a lot of the concern.
What she does know is she was using an unsecure server and doing government business. That alone, is a law-breaking thing, and she should be indicted for that alone.
And like I said, she doesn't know whether or not that information was taken from her computer, or who could have hacked into her computer and taken whatever that could be a file somewhere copied 100 times somewhere else right now.
Well, when she
could
was
be,
secretary,
maybe, possibly, but we don't know any of that.
We don't know any of that.
And it
right.
could be nothing. And it could be nothing.
Well,
and it could be...
No, it can't be nothing.
Well, it already is.
Well, it is something,
it
but
already is something,
it could be
not
as big as...
Listen, when she was Secretary of State, there was thousands of people trying to get into government systems to see what was going on, and that people were hacking around trying to find her personal server. We all know it was hacked. There's no doubt about it. We all know it was.
Yeah.
She knows it. We know it. The feds know it.
Yeah, but they're not telling the public, though, are they?
Well, they don't
There's
need
a lot
to.
of things they're not going to tell the public.
They're not going
right?
to tell us anything until they come out and say, we have concluded that such and such should be indicted or not be indicted.
After such evidence has been presented.
Yeah, you better tell us why she's being indicted.
Right.
She's being indicted because we have physical proof that she has been hacked, that this information has been leaked out, and it has been leaked out through her server. I mean, and I don't think they're going to be able to put all that together before November. I don't think they're going to.
And I think they're taking their time so they won't be picked apart about it.
You might be right, but because
they know that there's going to be a lot of,
Okay, let's say she does win the nominee. Time's a ticking. They better, if they're going to come up with a case, they better do it, and they better do it soon. But once she becomes the nominee, can they still do it?
Absolutely.
And then slide somebody else in?
I really don't know what the circumstance would be.
I don't either.
Let's say she is the nominee and she even gets elected as president, and it further carry. Does it just go to impeachment after that? Is there? And then who? And then I don't think there's and I really don't know, but I wouldn't assume she could just pardon herself from some kind of legal action that was taken before she became president. I really don't know what the legalities. I don't know what the legalities. Maybe I really don't know what the legalities are on that, but it's an interesting thought that to kind of dance around and wonder what those options would be after she were to gain the presidency.
Well, they need to Sanders needs to step aside, and then the dominoes are going to fall after that.
Do you see Sanders trying or making any attempt to stepping aside at this point?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So, I think
because he knows the situation.
Right. He knows the situation as much as you do.
If he's the last man standing, he's going to win the nomination.
Right.
That could be true too, right?
So he's going to probably try to wait it out as long as he can, hoping that the moment an indictment comes down, she's gone.
He's not going to win the nominee unless he is the only one standing.
That's right.
And then what's the Democrats going to do?
Exactly. Let's say that.
We got a socialist in there now.
Well, I don't even think they'd care, but even if that were the case, then
they're just gearing up for
does Bernie Sanders really stand a chance against even Donald Trump at this point?
I don't think he stands a chance against anybody. The
Probably
guy's 84 years old, right? How old is he?
I thought he was 79.
79. All right, so when he's finished being president, he'll be almost 84 years old.
Right. That's
my
pretty
stepfather's
ridiculous.
age. Right. No way.
Yeah.
As much as I love the guy, he can't run my country.
But he knows it's a waiting game for him right now. It really is. He's trying to hold on and win enough states. He won a couple states. Hillary won 7 states last night, and he won 4. She's running against an avowed socialist, and they're acting like she's the best thing since sliced bread, which in reality, she's not winning
that much better. I mean, she's doing.
She's winning a lot more delegates, though. Is she not?
I guess
well,
you could
they've
say.
got a Jimmy rig for her, but
They do have a
she
rig
has
for
no
her,
strength against the socialist. I mean, she has no strength against him. The only thing she has going on is that he's not electable, and that's it.
Well,
I'm not sure that a lot of people see it that way, though. I think there's a lot
Bernie's
of people.
got the youth right now.
He's got a lot of people under the especially with the whole thing of having the free education. That is huge with tons of people. I mean, you're talking your younger and older crowds for sure. Free health care, of course. They're going to try to revamp that system again, I would imagine.
Shit, I'll go back to school.
I mean,
they're going to give free school. I'm going back to school.
Well, that's that's just exactly.
I'm going to get my PhD.
There. I mean, and who knows what the possibilities of something of a social program like that actually even working out. I mean, these things, they never really seem to actually gain anything. I mean, look, we see Obamacare here. This has been an embarrassment. I mean, you look at the premiums on this. It's not. I don't even know if it's comparable to private insurance companies. I think most, and don't quote me on this, but I would think that most private insurance companies, depending on whatever the package is, probably still has lower premiums than what
Obamacare.
What the Obamacare
there's no doubt about that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So trying to even carry out the social programs that Bernie Sanders proposes, I don't see any of them working. But boy, he sure is selling it.
He is selling it, and I don't know who.
Well, we've got
and the youth is buying it, which is ridiculous.
A lot of people are buying it, not just the youth. Like I said, the education thing alone has grabbed a ton of people. I mean, it's a lot of the.
Where's all this money coming from? How's everything free?
How's the government gonna pay for free education for everybody when we're $19 trillion in debt?
I made the comment to you. The same thing was happening in the 70s in England, where they were actually almost turning into a socialistic society.
Right. Yeah.
Where we're becoming less educated, and you have more people that don't think about what they're who they're voting for or what they're voting for.
Right, exactly. What the effects of the choices that, are any of these candidates that are on that stage. A lot of people don't know exactly what, I mean, really, I don't know who Donald Trump is or what he really feels. I mean, we know he wants to make America great. That's all we hear, but what exactly does that entail?
We don't know.
And that's where we can only hope and see that Cruz can start to pick apart with the policy issues, kind of start getting Trump.
How are you going to make America better?
Right.
Don't just tell me you're going to open
give us something more than that.
And then follow them up like, Trump will say, well, I'm going to negotiate great deals. And Cruz can say, well, you've offended all the people that you've got to negotiate. So how are you going to do that?
Right.
Stuff like that, and have Trump say, well, so
if he doesn't want to make a deal, screw him. Well, that's not how it works when you're dealing with other governments.
I don't think Donald Trump would come out and say that at this point. I think he has been pretty well groomed, but
he is groomed, and that's the thing.
I think he's also going to start to try to appeal more to the Democrats at the same time. I mean, I think he believes he has his conservative base. He's got a good hold of some of the moderates, and I think he's going to start to try to switch his language up to appeal more to the Democrats. I think that's what
tomorrow night's debate is huge.
A lot of his appeal.
Yeah, tomorrow's debate will be great.
A lot of his appeal is his strength, and if
he comes out strong in tomorrow's debate, I think it's over.
Whoever steals tomorrow's debate, I think that's where hopefully we may see that shift start to happen. Really,
you think?
I think the shift could happen after this next debate.
I agree, and we're going to see if Trump has enough in him to get into policy discussions, because I think that's what we're going to see tomorrow night.
I think
he's a smart guy.
Like you said, he's been groomed tomorrow night. You don't think he's been groomed on the policies and really, take a stand in how to answer this?
Some of these things, when it comes to policy, you have to know it for probably years. Where somebody like Ted Cruz, where Cruz is going to know policy because he's known it for years. These things aren't just going to be, something that he heard about last week or whatever. These, whatever the niche of these certain policies may be, Cruz is going to know in-depth detail about some of these policies that we're talking about, where Trump, he could possibly be fumbled up in this whole thing, trying to,
possibly
dance around in some of the specifics. He may know things about trade and things on, but
better deals. We're going to make better deals.
Yeah, right. When it comes, yeah, and that I could see him doing that. But when it comes to maybe deeper foreign relations and things like that, or even, what does he know about the military? So specifically that Ted Cruz might not know. Those are other issues where I think it comes with the territory of being around the system.
That's right.
And he's had that insider look at the government where I'm sure Donald Trump has had a good view of the government. But it's not. I couldn't imagine it would be exactly.
Well, that's why.
It's not the
as
same.
nourishing
it's not near the same.
as it has been to Ted. He has been nourished in this, way that the establishment works and how things.
We've seen other candidates though attack Donald Trump about these very issues. Lesser candidates, Jeb Bush attacked him.
Yeah,
but still, his numbers didn't waver at all.
Where Jeb
not
didn't,
at that time, yeah.
Jeb didn't exactly
and I like Jeb.
fire.
I thought Jeb made very good
the
points.
best of all the Bushes.
He was, unfortunately.
Well,
I think he made very good points. Who do you want to have? Who do you want to have their hand on the button when it comes time to make a decision? Somebody like him, or somebody who's calm and cool and can make that decision?
Yeah.
I really liked Bush. I'm kind of sad to see him go.
Well, I'm sad to see a lot of the guys that have gone so far because
Chris Christie,
your boy.
Yeah, your boy Chris Christie. What would you tell Chris Christie?
I would tell Chris Christie a lot. He probably wouldn't like anything that I had to say.
Yeah, well,
he looks bad for going for Trump so quickly after getting out.
He does.
And
they're talking about maybe him being a vice president, which Donald Trump would not take him as a vice president.
I don't think he's gonna. No,
even though Chris Christie's had his
he's standing right behind him now, like he's a bodyguard.
Yeah,
I think Christie, he never recovered from the pictures with Obama after Sandy,
blowing Obama
and he never recovered from the Bridgegate thing. Totally.
No, the Bridgegate.
Both of those things.
It did, right. That did get brought up.
Both of those things dented him a lot. And then I think another thing that hurt him a lot.
It was just too soon for that. That just happened not too long ago.
Right.
So
yeah.
That was nonsense.
You need more time.
And his physical appearance wasn't.
Yeah.
His physical appearance.
No, I never really thought of that.
Wasn't what you need.
Oh, that was huge. You've mentioned right. You've mentioned that before, but that was huge.
Yeah.
Huge for a lot of people. I've heard numerous. If you can't control, how are you supposed to take care of an entire country? You can't even take care of your own body.
Yeah.
People going on. It was a popular argument towards Chris Christie.
I think he could have made it.
Sure.
He could have made it a positive for himself if he would have said, I'm out of shape. I'm going to change my diet and go to the gym and get in shape. But instead,
he should have done it. Then that was his problem. Yeah, he should have.
Instead, he went for the tummy tuck thing or whatever it was.
The liposuction.
The easy way out.
Yeah.
And he didn't look any better after it. He still looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
He looked like Rex Ryan. That's
what I would tell him. I would say, if you want to run for president again, get in shape and be a little more likable. You're a tough guy. You're a good debater. You're smart.
He was a mean
looking.
Yeah, he was a smart, tough guy.
He was.
He did have that, that big guy attitude.
He's got the resume.
Sure.
He's got, policeman.
Big voice.
All of that.
Yeah, he did. He had the big voice, right? Yeah. For sure.
Right.
So we do have the debate tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's at 9.
9
I
o'clock
think
on Fox.
Fox is hosting that.
Right.
So this'll be really.
Who's the mediator? Do you know?
Megyn
Kelly is one of
Chris
them. Yeah.
Wallace.
Yeah.
But is Trump going to be there with Megyn Kelly?
He is.
Holy shit.
And
That's going to be pretty exciting to
Good,
see
huh?
that right
Right.
away.
I forget who the third person is.
That'll
but
be
Chris
Bear?
Wallace and Megyn Kelly. are the
Brett
two of
Baer?
them. Pardon me?
Brett
Maybe.
Baer?
It may be
Maybe.
Brett Baer. Maybe.
I like him.
Sounds like that could be.
It might
Could
be
be
him.
right. So yeah, we got.
What about Greta?
And with 4 guys on the stage, maybe we'll get some policy stuff. With Kasich up there, that's all he's going to talk about.
Oh, he is all policy.
He's going
Kasich
to
is all
That's
policy.
all he's going to talk
And what
about.
I did for my state.
Yeah.
Hey, look, folks. The bottom line
This is how we did it, right?
The bottom line is this is what we did in the state of Ohio.
This is how we fixed Ohio. This
Yeah.
is how we got out of our deficit.
Sadly, it
right?
doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore what you do. It's more about who you can insult better, and
We'll see if we'll find out tomorrow for sure. We got the debate at 9 o'clock.
yeah,
We're gonna wrap it up on that, but
should be a great night tomorrow night.
we'll be back at this again next week after the debate, of course,
You're
and
right.
we'll discuss it further because we got to move forward. That's all there is to it, and we'll see if
Move forward. Always moving forward.
We'll see if the momentum of Trump is going to move forward, or if Cruz is going to start to pick up that momentum and move forward himself.
We'll see.
But until then, guys, thanks for joining us here at the Overkill Underground. Don't forget to like,
Good
comment,
night.
and subscribe, and we will check you guys later.
Have a great week.
Later.
Bye-bye.